And third-party tracking, all they do is move the goalposts a little bit. And it's not, it's just, I don't know. The other couple of things that I think have changed, audiences and conversion tracking because of privacy, GA4. The technology's been trying to catch up. So tracking is sort of, we've got enhanced conversions now in GA4, which has some interesting audience data and properties. But I don't feel like we're in a better place. I feel like these products, these features have been added to keep us where we were in terms of data, so Google doesn't lose out. So I don't think these are necessarily adding a lot to the table. It feels more like sticky plasters to keep, to keep us having reliable conversion tracking. It's never going to be 100%. So
can I ask the question there? Sorry, Ed, is when you do conversion tracking for your clients or recommend it, do you recommend it through Google Analytics 4 linked back to the Google Ads account or using the Google Ads conversion tag itself?
Both, but probably primarily tag. If you've got multiple channels, I don't know. I'm starting to lean on GA4 being quite reliable, honest.
Oh, interesting.
Compared to
every business is different, and you get to make your own decision.
Different. Most people need to use Google Ads tag. Simple as that.
Yeah.
Not a third-party tool. I've seen people say this before. If you're using Google Ads tag, you're a noob. Kasim. I completely disagree with Kasim on that. Wonderful hair.
Kasim from Solutions 8. Come on, Kasim.
He did post that. I think I saw it pop up on LinkedIn. For small, medium businesses, they don't need that level of third-party tracking. And third-party tracking, because we've got a couple of clients that use it, what converts? And then there's another one. I can't remember the bloody name of it. All they do is move the goalposts a little bit. And it's not, it's just, I don't know. Look, the Google tracking is pretty solid. It's reliable. If you face Google Ads off against analytics and you compare and contrast, you do get a decent enough comparison. If you're spending tens and tens of thousands a month, yes, get a third party as well. But if you're multi-channel, there's no point. If you're doing pure Google Ads, even then I'd say, well, third party tracking, all it's going to do is shift the budget around a bit. I'm just not that sold yet.
We've got an enterprise client we work with who has Google Ads tracking, Google Analytics tracking, and also a third party, and they do not match up whatsoever.
No.
And it's really challenging because they're spending hundreds of thousands a month. And I'm there to consult on what the accurate data is. And that's when we've got to go back to like Google Click ID offline data. But still, like, I just find for most businesses, Google Tag Manager, use your Google Ads tag, set it up in there. That's your fundamental 101 bread and butter. Yeah. I started off with analytics, by the way, just linking them in. But Google Analytics, what it was, the beautiful free software of like, what a software, what a amazing analytical software. But then obviously over time with ad blockers and then data privacy, that conversion data isn't as powerful as it once was. So Google Ads tags.
I think GA4's improved that situation, reliability. Okay. But yeah, GA3, UA, whatever we want to call it, did definitely tail off over the past year. Like 80% is accurate or worse sometimes, just counting conversions. I think GA4's definitely caught that up. I don't know if some of it's through modeling. I'll be honest, don't understand the underlying technology well enough to know, which means, well, why are you using it? Well, I don't understand the third-party trackers underlying technology. That's why I'm not using them. And a prime example is last Q4, a big retailer of ours, well, decent-sized retailer, moved a lot of budget to Facebook ads because this third-party tracker said that Facebook ads actually was converting more than than analytics was reporting. Net result, no more revenue. Net result, we got less budget, they got more budget, and the budget just moved. The client got no more revenue. So it was an exercise in futility, it felt like. I think these third-party trackers, and for a lot of data at the enterprise level, it shouldn't be used for tactical decisions. It should be strategically where you're placing budget at what stage and why. Maybe campaign level, but any lower than that is probably too granular, because then you are really trusting in that tracking being bob on. And essentially we're measuring chaos, which is human behavior. It's completely chaotic. I might run to the crapper and buy something on a whim. I might sit there on the sofa every night looking at something and never buy it. It's so difficult to. It sounds like a lead a pretty trivial life, doesn't it? It's not my buying habits, by the way.
But they're more like a signpost. Like, they're not like, as they say in Zen, is the finger pointing to the moon is not the moon. So maybe conversion data is pointing us in the right direction, not actually what the tangible outcome is. The Google Ads tag, why I like it, is the data-driven approach, whilst it may over-attribute, it actually does attribute where attribution is due. Because if we're doing the old school last click model, what happens if something was the middle click or the first click and you start turning that things off, and like now the start of that funnel's dead? That's why I find it relevant, especially for Google Ads. And I do the same with Facebook. Now, the data does overlap, but I prefer to have overlapping, over-attributed data that gets results than under-attributed data that doesn't. Like, if you're really getting to the point where you're trying to save pennies, like, just relax. Like, stop being so stingy. Like, just run ads, get results, get on with life. There's more than life than just like lead generation and e-commerce. Like, how about run your business and focus on those things as well?
I think that's a golden nugget. You prefer over-attributing to under-attributing data or analytics, because one will make you spend less, and that's compounding, because then you'll spend less again because you're getting less revenue through, less conversions, and that's a downward spiral. Whereas over-attributing, yes, but it's kind of forward-looking, isn't it? It's fortuitous. It's like, oh, well, I'll spend more on that, and then next month, as a result of that, you've actually got more, even though it's not quite as much more as the attribution's telling you. So, yeah, there's a lot of that at play.